I got a wife and she sometimes is not so smart.
Shut up. What did I do?
It just
Yeah, we're
screams
we're
like,
rolling, John.
Hey, Alexander. So today we are the host of today's episode of our show, Millionaire Insider Show, where we bring successful entrepreneurs, business owners just like you to hear your story, your struggles. How did you achieve that success and how did you generate over $1 million in sales revenue?
Yeah, man. So I guess this is dope. All right. So you got a Two Comma Club award. I obviously got a Two Comma Club award. Like you go through and you're getting the award, and like after you get it, you're like, dude, I could wipe my ass with this thing. Like it didn't even matter. It's like a toy in the wall. It was a board about like my ego than anything. Comma Two Comma Club award or whatever. No one gives a shit. Like sure, it's validity, but like you can wipe your ass with that thing.
well, I think it matters to, well, one, I kind of disagree with you because I have pooped before and I typically wipe my ass, and I don't think I would be able to. It would be pretty difficult to actually wipe my ass with that. It would not be
Okay,
easy.
yeah, hey, yeah, I get it. I get it.
But I mean, yeah, I think if you're not used to making money online, talk about what you do, but it's kind of like, yes, they're struggling with that tangible reality and they want to feel validated, right? They're like, okay, this award will actually validate me. And then the opinions of others, like I won't be so unimportant when other people look at me. Other people will look at me and be like, oh, that guy's successful. That girl's made it. And it will actually boost their ego because they don't actually have their own ego boost and their own self-worth without that. They think somehow that.
It's true, man. It's true. It's absolutely true. They say it goes in sevens, right? Like you need 7 points of validation, but from outside parties to truly believe something about yourself. That's like the last one for a lot of people.
It's crazy, right? Because I think once you actually because I think it's so hard to really get in the groove of actually making money consistently until you've just let all that go and you've validated yourself and you realize like, hey, I don't need these validations whatsoever.
Yeah, man. When you start writing the checks, you realize you don't need anyone's validation. You and your inner family, man. Like that's the only in opinions who should fucking matter, right? Is your shareholders, the closest people around you. That's it. Like the people who help you make money. I always say, great friends help other friends make money. If you're spending time with a lot, if you're spending time around people and they're not helping you make money, what the hell are you doing?
You're staying broke. You're doing a good job staying broke, which is also okay. Actually having money is a little overrated. It's actually great to be able to have money and go like, it was great for us just to be able to be like, hey, Christmas, we're flying to Thailand and we're going to eat expensive steak and smoke weed. And we couldn't have done that actually without money. The money doesn't actually bring you happiness.
I would agree, man. I would agree.
Coming from inside.
Yeah, it was funny, man. I was sitting in Beverly Hills last year and I had it all, dude. At stripper pool parties, like shit was going like, dude, it was nuts. We had this $9 million mansion in Beverly Hills, and this is where I was living. I was making the company pay for it, right? CEO of the company, like shit, write it off as an operating expense. And I'm sitting there in this like $9 billion mansion or 9 million by myself, and I'm like, fuck, dude, like what is this all worth? Like suicidal, right? And it's like I get why these guys off themselves. Because they start, reaching after the next best thing and trying to look for all this fulfillment inside, outside things. And you're right, it is.
And I think it's great, right? I think making money is great. And we're all just some weird ass beings that understand nothing about ourselves or the reality that we're actually living. We're stuck here somehow in this world until we die and go to nirvana or something. So while we're here, we might as well make money and do the damn thing while we're here. But it's not going to actually change a lot on the inside.
I could get real woo-woo with this because maybe we're just a future version of ourselves incarnated right now in this reality. And we're unlocking shit, which is why we have those aha moments of like serendipity. We have these epiphanies, and those are just like recognition from our future version of self. Like, holy fuck, what I'm doing is working. Because obviously, like, the microchip, the TV, which you guys are building, Friendster, right? Didn't it existed. It was out there just waiting for someone to unlock it. The universe is giving all these ideas to everyone, but if they don't take the action and they don't, put the foot on the gas pedal, it's not going to manifest. We just happen to be that collective group of talented that, whatever God, juju, whatever the hell you want to call it, was gifted with these abilities. Right. And anyone can do it. It's just latching onto it and just grabbing it by the horns, being like, let's go.
The big difference between potential and kinetic energy. Anybody, like you said, could do it. We all have a vast, unlimited amount of potential energy. Very few of us actually start getting that kinetic energy, that movement that we get through actually doing shit and being fearless of what this gonna think, what that's gonna think. Like I may go broke, I may be sleeping outside and the world may judge me because I failed at my business that I wanted to do. And so many people, it's like because of all these external things that they have no control over, they don't allow themselves to ever gain any momentum or any kinetic energy. And like, it's kind of sad because anybody could do shit. They just choose not to.
I think it's that event. What is that event that triggers that kinetic energy, right? It's like it's sitting stagnant. So what's that event that's going to make it move? Right? It's Isaac Newton, the laws of motion. An object at rest stays at rest. An object in motion stays in motion, right? So they need an event, whatever that event is, to start to, be able to gain the momentum. And usually that's the form of pain. I'm not sure your pain story, right? But there's an event where the pain was so strong. You're like, this is the day that I'm going to make a decision.
Yeah.
For me, it was being homeless, 8 months.
Exactly.
Fucking 8 months into it, sleeping in a tent, like something slapping me and seeing the Sam Ovens ad, and like the journey starts. It doesn't happen overnight, but it happens.
For sure. I know that you are an athlete. You were an athlete and then you obviously became an entrepreneur. So I would like you to start from there.
Yeah, that's a good question. First and foremost, if you guys haven't already imagined, right? Yes, we're recording, right? That being said, thank you guys for having me on the show. I appreciate it. Where do I even connect the dots here, man? I mean, I was living in Koh Samui, Thailand, fighting for a living, doing Muay Thai, right? Running the fucking hills. It was super dope because like you'd run through the rainforest. You guys just went down to Thailand, right? And there's like wild monkeys in the trees, and they'll throw coconuts at you. They're not nice. So it's like if you know, like do not like do some Crocodile Dundee shit. They will whoop your ass, man. And the whole story of Muay Thai in itself is super dope. And I can dive into that, but end up fighting, right? And so, I go and I meet a lot of people. Thailand, it's infamous for digital nomads. So you'll see a lot of agency owners just like clicking buttons, sipping coconuts on the beach. So I'm overhearing this one guy one day and he's like, yo, dude, yeah, we just did a $400,000 a month. And at the time I'm like a Nak Muay making fucking, 20,000 baht a fight. Like, and for some people, that's all right. Right. But and me
That's
at the time, those were my standards. Those were my fucking standards at the time. I'm like 20,000 baht a fight. Okay, cool. I made it. Right. Professional fighter. And I overhear this guy and he's like 400,000 a month. And I'm like 400,000 a month. I go up to him after and I ask him like, what do you do, man? He's like, yeah, I run a digital agency. And I'm like, digital agency, and the rest is history, man.
You met the dude. He ran a digital. So was it the money that made you be like, oh, hey, what do? You're making 400K and I want 400K.
Yeah, it was the security, dude. It was like, okay, here I go. I'm traveling the world. I'm fighting in these stadiums. I got like the clout, I got, but the lifestyle just doesn't reflect the bank account. And it's like, gosh, I'm tired of living in a place of scarcity, trying to figure out where my next meal is coming from. Like, I know this thing's possible, right? Let me just throw myself into it, right? So kind of seeing the possibility of someone else do it, I think really aligned the dots for me to begin my journey. And then just everything's a domino effect. You don't get these certain pieces of information until later on in life, truly understanding why they happened in the first place, right? I would say that was the moment, that was the defining moment that just kind of triggered it all.
So I just want to be clear. I'm not a marketer. You're not a marketer, right?
Me neither.
Right. I got my start in marketing, man, but like,
it doesn't seem like you're a marketer.
Other things. Yeah. I don't niche myself. I don't even have the identity of a marketer, but
yeah, if you did, I was going to say you kind of suck because in your little fucking story, you didn't even tell us about how you had like, a black eye or like when you went to the dude, like your nose was bleeding and you was like hopping on your crutches, like down to your last 3 baht or anything.
That's what I was trying to get. Like, okay, you bet the guy, like started.
Are you guys asking me? Like, we can get specific here.
Yeah,
what did the other guy look like, Alex?
Like,
what did he look like?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Look.
You remember he was flipping a coin, right? He was just flipping the coin, and I thought that could be my
Exactly. Like, what happened before that? Like, how was your life?
Oh man, that's a good one, guys. I was waking up every single morning, training martial arts, living in gym parking lots, living in gym storage closets, just training to be the best in the world. And And, I moved over to Thailand. I gave my life to martial arts. And again, just Nak Moi, full-time living next to a Buddhist temple, like living with the Thais, like, picking fruit out of trees to eat, going fishing to eat. Cause like you're relying on the natural resources, living in poverty, man. And life was just very different. I would say I was a lot happier back then because I think I was, doing what I loved. But, when you start making money, the money's prioritized over, this is just for me, right? I'm not speaking for everyone else, but I'm more drawn to what's going to produce the money rather than my passions. I'll put my passions on the back burner to make sure I've got that security.
So did you just leave your, like you said that you were much happier back then because you were actually working on your passion, right? How do you feel about it right now? Like, do you want to go back? Like, because right now you have the time, you have the money. So do you want to like go back because you are happier, or you want to be like, no, this is my life. I like the security.
I'll make another run. Mark my words, okay? When I say something, I'm a man of my word. I will make another run in the fight game. And when I do this time around, I will come back with a vengeance, right? A lot of my friends, the training partners, UFC, they've made it, Bellator, all these big fight organizations, and I'm there, man. So I'm excited. I'm gonna get back in the fight game, sometime in 2024, close out 2023, systematize everything, take myself out of all the businesses, and get right back into training camp and make it happen, man. Some cool moves though, and cool relationships, coming out of the MMA community.
So basically, you met the dude, he was flipping his coin and shit, and he's like, yo, bro, digital marketing. Now, at this point, did you know what they're talking about?
I didn't. It opened my mind. It was just like, oh shit, this guy makes money, but we never linked up. he never became my mentor. Right? It just gave me that like idea and seed that this is possible. Right. So I go back to the States. I get an offer to seller finance a gym, and I don't know shit about marketing, sales, persuasion, influence. And I just suck big donkey dick in marketing at the time. All right. So like a couple months later, I go in, I seller finance the gym, a couple months later, we're out of business, and I'm like, fuck, what do I do? And I end up, going to New Mexico and living in the tent. I had some, family friends out there, and they're like, yeah, you could stay in our carport. Like, I'm not going to let your dogs live inside, like, because I had dogs with me too. So,
and the carport, like not a garage, but in the like carport.
Yeah, in the carport. Yeah. I've got a picture somewhere of the tent. And, and I lived out there and, with the dogs and my girlfriend at the time. And, 8 months into it, I'm getting Robin Wi-Fi off of my fucking cracked up smartphone, and I come across like a Sam Ovens and a Dan Locke ad, and that kind of like even sparked the journey even more. So, I start spending my time, rather than just sitting in a fucking tent and doing nothing, being a homeless man and hating my goddamn smelly, shitty situation, going to the library and just, researching everything that had to do with my downfall, sales, marketing, persuasion, influence. And that was just like, that was the birth of it, man. I think was just getting the skill sets and then being like, bro, I gotta start something.
When on this journey you start learning sales and marketing, did you have any idea of like, okay, hey, what am I gonna sell?
I did, dude. I had no idea what I was gonna sell when I first started. I was like, okay, well, this whole like Facebook ads thing is popping. This was back in like, this was like back in like 2016, 2017. I'm like, man, this whole Facebook ads thing. So I go out there and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna serve dentists. Right. I'm gonna go serve dentist. And so I get my first dentist.
Are you gonna serve dentist or dentists?
However you want to say it, right? That's right. That's a new niche, new market. I realized that he needs landing pages, and that was just like, I think opened up the epiphany for a lot of other things, right? So that's just the, I guess the origin story, more or less.
So you didn't go to college to get a degree in business or marketing. You didn't know how to sell, how to market when you started. You didn't even have a product to sell or to offer to your audience, and yet you learned everything, and then you just like, hey, this is what I want to do. This is how I'm gonna make money. and then you got your first client, and then you started from there. Am I right?
That's where I started, but I couldn't do it without a mentor. So I ended up investing in, I think Akbar Sheikh was my first mentor.
How was that? Was that
It was
like
dope because there was a mastermind, and those relationships really helped me kind of solidify my first little round of, I think I was doing a business called Define Your Niche at that time. That was like Define Your Niche. That was the business at the time. And yeah, that whole network of entrepreneurs and that whole community, incredible, man. I think that was the whole benefit of the mastermind. It was 5 bands at the time. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. That was nuts.
So is that what you got the award for that? Define Your Niche?
No, man, that was from AO Elite. That was done for you ecom, man. We got that from it. So Define Your Niche, that was like a long time ago, man. That was like my first start in that. And your first business isn't going to be successful. I did like 2 or 3 businesses before I got this award, man. And I just finally had to crack the code on like what's working, what's making money, you know, and for me, it wasn't done for you ecom, it's acquisitions, the buying and selling of businesses and things that already have cash flow that you can buy in from day one, right? You're not having to build something from scratch. You're buying something with data, taking it over like a SaaS company, right? And you're doing an Elon Musk. You're coming in, you're clearing up, cleaning shop, right? Cutting the overhead, cutting because you know where the business is bleeding capital, right? So essentially, you could buy these businesses for 0 down, right? To very little money. They're 7-figure businesses, man, 8-figure businesses. So it's like, cool. How much leverage can we bring to the table? Look, I'll bring 20% to the table. Seller finance me the rest. And then slap those companies together, roll them up, you know, smack the EBITDA together, and then flip them as a portfolio for a multiple. It's like trading baseball cards. It's fucking nuts.
So how do you find these businesses? For us, like our audience, like just tell us, like, how do you actually find these businesses that you say that you buy and sell, and you know, like you make money? So how someone like a normal person can understand, like, hey, this is the business that I can flip, I can make money. This is a profitable business. So how do you find these businesses?
Sure. I mean, look, you could go to like a flippa.com. You could go to a biz buy sell, but the multiples on those sites are fucking jacked up. Just go to acquireandexit.com, baby. That's what I would say. ACQUIREN, the letter N, exit, acquireandexit.com. That's where you got to go.
You're saying you can find businesses, like that's where you can actually find businesses?
Well, what you'll do is you'll go through, you'll fill out our buyer survey, because we want to make sure that we're even wasting our time with the people who have the capital in the first place. So we're going to require proof of funds before our team ever reaches out to you, or you even get to book an appointment. Because if you're a serious if you're a serious investor and you're a serious buyer, we've got deals that, like, you know, someone's looking for $20 million for an e-commerce business, right? They want 20 mil asking price. I'll come to the table. I'll put down 17, right? And you know, we'll figure out some kind of seller financing thing. You know, there's a lot of creative finance loopholes in the acquisition space. So you guys walk me through this, like, what do we want to dive into? Like, we want to geek out and get nerdy. You want to go marketing? You want to smoke a bowl together? Like, what's up, man? Like, how do we do this? How do we make this the most epic podcast?
Well, what this is,
have you seen Elon Musk high on an edible? He's like, man, I'm building 20 space cars that get us to Mars, baby.
It's so funny to see. Literally, they have still not made $1 million. They don't even make 100K a year, but they like want to sit and debate whether he's doing things right or whether he's doing wrong. And like,
that's the matrix, man. Like, winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners. They don't get trapped in that shit. You've got a choice.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta I don't care what Elon's doing. He's a great, like, look at this dude. He's got billions in his pocket. What the fuck is he doing? Like, let's go. Role model the guy. And
doing something like, hey, trying to go to outer space, which I really like. So I really like the concept of,
this will blow your goddamn mind. Where are billionaires putting their money? In space, in fucking space, astro mining, transportation, logistics. This is where billionaires are putting their capital, is in space. Google Ventures just $9 billion with a capital fucking B on astro mining. These are minerals not native to Earth. They're
building a space hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen
space
that.
Hotel.
You see it, guys. Look, it's everywhere, right? So the new frontier, space. You want a quadrillion-dollar industry right now? Like, you're like, dude, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm just entering the game. Web 3.0 and fucking outer space, man.
How is it going on right now? What is it that you're going to you're trying to achieve this year and the next year?
And before you tell
Yeah.
us all that, like you were asking, hey, how can we make this epic and shit? And obviously, to some extent, we can pretend like we want to provide value to all these.
Like, you tell me
whatever.
what's up, bro.
And they're gonna be like, oh, but okay, part of the whole point of this show is just like, okay, hey, you can make money from doing anything.
Sure.
You need to build an audience. You should try to actually provide value, and you could do that in the form of entertainment, comedy, teaching, getting them actually emotional, or you could not even actually do it at all. You could just like, hey, you want to be on my show, and then you give all the value to everybody, and we do nothing. So that's kind of like the point of why we're doing these shows.
I love it, man. I love it. I think it gives other entrepreneurs an avenue to just come on and be themselves authentically, man. It's really dope.
So now, what was your question?
I was just trying to understand, like, hey, you obviously you have been, done this, and you have been doing this business for some time. And you also mentioned that you want to go back to fighting, maybe 2024 or something. So, what's your actually plan? Okay, you have grown your business, you have scaled it to a 6-figure, 7-figure business, right? So what's your actually next? Where are you going next?
Yeah, man, we've got 2 funds open. One's $100 million energy fund. It's playing on the European energy crisis. Europe shuts off their supply chain from Russia. They're going to need to get oil and gas from Canada, from North America and Egypt. So we're going in, we're buying the oil companies, we're buying the logistic companies, right? But we need capital to be able to do that. So this is where essentially we've opened a fund, right? So $105 million raise in between SaaS and tech and energy. And I think that moves the needle forward in the next 2 years.
But I'm curious. I'm just curious myself, and it could be valuable for them. So you mentioned something, this $100 million fund for energy due to the energy crisis in Europe, which is basically going on because of a war. Meanwhile, while every government in the world is mass producing weapons and nuclear missiles and tanks, and jet countries are actively brainwashing people into thinking, hey, for us as your mother country, you should pledge allegiance to our flag and sing our song and take our gun and go kill those from somewhere else, because that's the right patriot thing to do. And while and we're watching this, literally watching this shit happen, and we've been watching it for the last 2,000, 3,000 fucking years going on in our civilization. And meanwhile, while this is going on, they're telling us on Facebook and Twitter that we can't post a mean tweet on Twitter because they don't want to promote violence. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like this is just a whole bunch of made up fucking bullshit? Or
that is matrix ass behavior right there. That's how you know it's fake. It's that simple. And you're able to have that vibration. If you feel that vibration towards the subject matter, you know it's fucking fake. Is it real or is it fake? It's the fucking matrix. All these little loopholes and rules and things you can't do and things you can do. And, the rules were meant to be broken, man. Figure out how to break them, figure out how to do it right, and let's go.
So, okay, now speaking on that, what arbitrage is, but where you're at right now, most of your business is that to some extent, is you're making fucking hand over fist just from arbitrage, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, and I'm not an accountant. This is not legal advice. How are you putting more money in your pocket, right? You've got an LLC that goes to a holding company, right? And then from that holding company goes to a Cayman Island company. So now you're not charged any state or federal tax, right? So now you put more money in your goddamn pocket, right? Now you could put that in a trust, not put that in a trust. Again, this is not financial advice, right? But how do you keep more goddamn money in your pocket? That's what it's all about. Because if you don't spend it, Uncle Sam's taking it. So how are you learning to keep it?
What else you got today? What other questions you got?
So I guess we are also out of time. So to wrap.
What time is it right now? It's 1 a.m. over here.
Yeah.
And like I said, Yeah, I haven't been to bed yet, man. I've
You
had a
guys
bad
better
day
go
today.
enjoy some of those doses, man.
So basically, we use this show a lot as like a platform to introduce ourselves with other people, get to know each other, and networking with each other, and find out, okay, hey, who could be valuable, that then we actually could schedule an actual show with an actual agenda that we talk about, and who actually faked ClickFunnels out of their 2cc award, and they're just full of shit. It's kind of what we do.
So to kind of like wrap it up, because we are also like we don't have so much time. So to kind of like wrap it up, if I mean, I don't actually believe in like, having blueprints or in for, for a successful business or for creating a successful business. But let's say if there was a blueprint to, like to have to build and grow and to build a successful business, then and there are like steps in that blueprint, like, hey, check, you got to do this to make money, to be successful. What would be some of those, checklists that our audience or our listeners or our viewers actually should, follow, and then maybe
They want a goddamn step-by-step blueprint to say, okay, hey, how do I get one of those awards on the wall? Like,
Man,
what do I do?
A lot of hard fucking work. I would be lying if I said it was a step-by-step blueprint, dude. Like, it's a lot of hard fucking work. It's not a step-by-step. You're gonna take this next step and something's gonna happen, and you're gonna have to take another fucking step and something's gonna happen. And like, it's just a fucking journey. Just press the go button and start, and then you'll get there. If you don't make it about the fucking, yeah.
So the step-by-step is basically try, fail,
just fucking go. Step one, here's the
do
fucking airplane. Step one, here you go. Get your ass out there. That's step fucking one. That's it. All right. That's it.
Step one, stop looking for step-by-step fucking guides and go do something.
Stop looking for step-by-step fucking guides. Just go.
Stop looking for a solution. Stop looking for a step-by-step. Just get your ass out. Go do something, right?
Bingo.
Are also not looking for step-by-step guides. They're just out trying shit, failing, figuring out what to work.
Some goddamn value. So find a problem. If they got a problem, identify that problem. Oh shit, I'm struggling with this. Okay, cool. I can help you do that. Provide some fucking value. Find a problem. Done story. Hey, John, how can we? I got two questions. Number one, why should I use Friendster over Pepper? That's what I want to know.
The reason I think people know, although Friender doesn't launch until actually our first beta version launches on like Tuesday or Thursday, the reason that I would say that people should probably use it is because what I do is build software. That's what I'm actually really good at. That's what I'm passionate about. I've built a multi-million-dollar company doing that. We have a real company. We have like over 50 people. I'm in a fucking 15,000 square foot office. And last year we did $1.3 million in revenue. I ran $24,000 worth of ads. And the reason that we were able to do that, and that's crazy.
Oh,
like
that's
20.
That's great. Yeah.
I don't do ads. I do everything organic, and I just get random people on Facebook to get into my ecosystem and start buying my shit through organic marketing. And now I've been doing that. I've made over $5 million from random strangers on Facebook through organic marketing. And a lot of what I do is we've built a lot of different automation softwares that automate a specific process. Like, okay, hey, you need to get more friends. This software will get you more friends. You need to grow your group. This software will help you grow your group. And each software has been built to specifically perform a function, which is an auxiliary function of the entire sales and marketing process organically, right? So Friend Connector helps you get friends. Friend Disconnector helps you disconnect friends, all right? And all this has been to help me automate shit that can be automated so I can basically multiply myself and scale myself. Because there's no sales. Like I told you, we got 57 full-time employees, 58 maybe that work here. We have 0 sales and marketing team. There's not a single sales and marketing person here that works here. I do that. It's just me and her. We just do that, nobody else. All right. Wouldn't be able to do that without automation software. But what I realized, especially now having, we got over 15,000 people that use our different automation softwares for Facebook. And what I realized is like, people are dumb and they want a step by step. All right. People aren't smart. And okay, It's not that they're not smart. Again, they have the potential, but they don't really, like you said, they don't get up and really actually do anything to build up this kinetic energy. They spend all their time looking for a step-by-step. So I can have Friender, all right, and it's built to help you get friends on Facebook, to help you build your friends list. Why? Because we're assuming you're not an idiot, and then you begin to actually understand that, okay, when you get these friends on your friends list, it's not the end of the story. You're not rich now. Now you actually have to go through the sales and marketing process of providing value, warming them up, building up intents, and getting them to actually convert and being.
That's fucking brilliant. That's so. Are you also selling a coaching program on top of that, or is it just software?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, we're selling the coaching program because so like I said, Friend Connector was built to help you get leads, to get friends. Friend Disconnector was built to help you remove friends from your friends list. Friender is built to help you make more money and facilitate the organic marketing process, because I've now realized that you probably don't have any clue what to do if you're the average person. So you need to just do more than add friends. You need to do more than remove friends. There's a process that you need to actually follow. So Friender will help you add friends and remove friends and manage your friends list and engage with people and do everything that can be automated and should be automated in organic marketing. But the goal of it is to help you understand how to monetize all of this. So it's like a gamified version of, let's look and see, where are you lacking? Okay, I can see that last week, you only sent out 16 friend requests and only one person accepted it. So, and you sent no messages. All right. So Friender would be like, okay, well, one, you need to send more friend requests. Two, you need to evaluate your profile and look at the content that you create, because there's a big disconnect between the amount of friend requests that you send out. No one's accepting. Why are they not accepting? Maybe you have your dog as a fucking profile picture and they don't legitimize you as a person. Maybe they go to your fucking profile, there's no information, and all you do is post shit about Candy Crush, and they think you're a valueless piece of shit, so they don't actually accept shit. All right. So we need to change this. Why aren't you sending out messages? If you're not sending out messages, you're not building any relationships. So let's fix this. So Friender is meant to actually help you through the actual process. That's what. So that's why I think people should. I think actually
you just clipped yourself a VSL there, right there. I think you just clipped yourself a VSL. You got to go back and edit that. That was dope. That was dope. Yeah, I'll check it out, man. You guys are in beta. You guys are launching here. Let's talk.
So probably all sorts of ways, but I would be more than happy to explore what those best ways are. Like, okay, hey, how are those actual best ways to do it right now?
I would think in the capacity of an acquisition, if you've got this new software, perhaps you have something old with some data and some revenue that we could potentially come in and acquire. I think it's worth the conversation, man. Let's go.
100%. You know, honestly, and I didn't really want to say it so much live on Facebook, because motherfuckers be watching me on Facebook and what I do and shit. And then
we're still on Facebook. That's right.
Like, some person like got mad at me because I built a good software, and I said, hey, if you use Friend Connector and you love it, I'm building a software that's way fucking better that will help you even more. And she got mad at me, and she was like, oh, so like you're building a better software? Like, I should get that software. You should refund me for the other. You should refund me for the other software, because now you're building something better. And how dare you make improvements in your life?
She got mad at the founder.
But so
you can't help those people. Just give them a pacifier.
We do so much, and I have entertained it a lot. Like, hey, it would be so. Sometimes I feel like it would be great to then like really just focus in and just be focused on. I have a huge plan for what we want to do, and a lot of it actually does involve Web3, but it requires us. You probably know, especially working with people, and especially employees and shit, that employees are kind of like people. I mean, I guess they are people, and they don't feel like they can do everything. They like need a vision, and they need focus and shit. But so I want to kind of like go all in on Friender and then our next plan. But we have the partnership, and we have a bunch of other softwares that people I
would love to see. You know what I would love to see just as a consumer? You know what I would love to see that would fucking smoke all of that in the next 2 years? building on some sort of API, right, of AI, and just building a fucking duplicated John, but with AI that just gets smarter, that just like tells you what a little bitch you are. Like that's got to be the move. That's got to be the move. Some kind of AI software. I'm in, dude.
Before we finish off, we just wanted to know, like, let our audience know that.
How do motherfuckers get in your funnel? How do they buy shit from you? How do they give you fucking money and shit?
Honestly, guys, the best way is to just go to acquireandexit.com, or hit me up on Instagram, Suaveolave, at Suaveolave, right? That's honestly the best way. There's tons of different funnels, tons of different offers. Just go to Acquire and Exit, book a call, and we'll make it happen.
Awesome. So Acquire and Exit, like acquireandexit.com and our Instagram. Okay.
I just click the link that's
Yeah,
somewhere here.
exactly.
Look for the link and click that.
Bada beam, bada boom. Awesome, guys. Hey, I appreciate
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.